Good evening, basketball fans. I am Tom Smith. I'm here with Chuck Bennett, varsity basketball coach at Speedway High School, Pollard Gymnasium in Speedway, Indiana, where tonight the Sparkplugs Speedway will take on Bethesda Patriots, Bethesda Christian Patriots. Coach, let's talk first of all about tonight's game a little bit and then what's going to happen in between games.
So playing Bethesda Christian tonight, they're 13-4, extremely good team. Just real solid. They play a pretty good schedule, but I'm looking forward to the challenge of our kids playing. They have a very good inside player. I think Jackson Smith. I'm looking forward to him going against DeMonte Ferguson, 6'4", number 24, really athletic. Will step out and shoot the three. But I think, I think if we just play good, solid defense, we'll be okay. They have two guards that are twins, Sam and Isaac Mulligan, or Magan, I think. 0 and number 3. 0's a little bit more of a distributor. Number 3 looks to score a little bit more, so Reese will be on him. And again, we all love to watch Reese Walker play defense, and we've only got 3 more home games to do that, and then 1 after that. So that'll be good. And then they got a couple guys that, they're well-rounded players that help out, but not a very deep bench. So I like our chances there. I like our bench. I like our 8 to 10 guys to play over their 6. So it's going to be a battle. It's going to come down to probably the last possession. Nothing that people haven't seen all year long in terms of what our games are going to be. So we'll just hope that we can pull it out the end.
I know number 3 you mentioned, Sam Mulligan, their coach says the leading scorer, averaging 15-7 a game. The other young man you mentioned, DeMonte Ferguson, is their second leading scorer and leading rebounder. So it looks like obviously you guys have in tune of what you need to do to improve your chances of being successful.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see what kind of defense they play against us. We've seen them play a 2-3. We've seen them play a 1-3-1. We've seen them play man. So, but the way we've been attacking the zone lately, I like, again, we've done a really nice job here lately of going inside out. Landon and Jack have done a real nice job. And then, Kale shot the ball well the other night, and Nate did too. And then, of course, Reese is just always solid. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So.
Talk to us a little bit about the special part of tonight's night.
Well, tonight is going to be the last home game for the seniors, even though we play tomorrow afternoon and then we play next Tuesday. We always try to like to play on a Friday night. Generally speaking, we get a better crowd. We're talking with the senior moms. They're the smart. They're the ones that know what's going on. They wanted to play on this Friday night, which is great. So we have 5 seniors that will honor tonight. And it's always been a tradition to try to start your seniors on senior night. So we're going to start all 5 tonight. So it'll be a different starting lineup, but we started practicing on Wednesday, getting those guys together, and they basically played as a unit. But, the great thing about them is we talk about being a good person, being a good student, and being a good player in basketball or something else in life. And they're tremendous people. The role models that they are, the time that they coach our little kids in 3rd and 4th grade basketball. You look at their volunteer. We got a couple guys who are SALT team members, the Student Athletic Leadership Team. They're in the National Honor Society. All 5 guys are getting an academic honors diploma. 3 of the 5, Jackson, Evan, and Reese, are all getting technical honors too. Everyone carries above a 3.1 GPA. The cumulative for the seniors is 3.7. So we're talking about honoring 5 guys that have played in this program for 4 years. Well, minus Ash, who just came with us this year. Excuse me, but they're good people, good students, and then good basketball players. So I'm excited to watch them play, probably let them play the first 4 minutes of the game and then go on from there.
When we've talked up here, we've asked each one of them a class schedule, and it just warms my heart, both boys and girls that we've talked to this year that are seniors, their GPA, they're the epitome of student athletes, not athletes who happen to have to go to school so they can participate in sports.
Yeah, Camille and Melinda were great seniors. I mean, just as good of people on the SALT team, both getting academic honors diploma. And so, we're blessed to have good kids.
So senior night will be in between games prior to the start of the varsity game.
We'll recognize them, and I know our TV guys, Bill and Brian, will always do a good job of making sure everybody at home gets to see that. And you'll be around forever for those guys too. So we'll recognize them in between games.
Okay. Thank you very much. We will talk to you after the game. Good luck to the Plugs tonight, and hope senior night ends up successful.
I hope so too.
Okay. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Seniors, on behalf of Speedway High School and the athletic department, thank you for your dedication to the Speedway basketball program. It is our hope that the valuable lessons you have learned while participating in education-based athletics will serve you as well as your adult years unfold. Best of luck always, and please remember, once a spark plug, always a spark plug. To the family members of our seniors, thank you for your time, talents, and treasures you have provided your special senior in an effort to provide outstanding experiences for all the members of the program. Prior to starting tonight's ceremony, the Speedway High School Athletic Department would like to thank Toland's Florist on Main Street in Speedway for providing tonight's flowers. Tonight's first senior is number 20, Eli Gibbons. Eli is escorted by Mother Nicole, stepmother Tanisha, grandfather George, grandmother Victoria. He has participated in basketball all 4 years here and also has played football and ran track and field. His future plans are to study business management at Indiana University and continue his track career. Number 20, Eli Gibbons. Number 24, Reese Walker. Reese is escorted by his father, Steve Walker, mother, Alicia Wheeler, brother Riley and Ryan, and stepfather Mike Wheeler. He has played all 4 years of football, and other activities include student athletic leadership team and the National Honor Society. His future plans are to attend Marion University to study mechanical engineering and to play football. Number 24, Reese Walker. Number 30, Jackson Smith. Jackson is escorted by parents Joe and Angie, sisters Mackenzie and Carly, and brother Kyle. He has played 4 years of basketball, football 3 years, and track 2 years. Other activities include FCA, National Honor Society, Student Athletic Leadership Team. His future plans are to attend Purdue University to pursue a degree in Visual Communications Design. Number 30, Jackson Smith. Next up is number 31, Evan Smith. Evan is escorted by parents Chad and Jill Smith, sisters Madison and Morgan. He has played 3 years of basketball and 3 years of baseball, and he is part of the National Honor Society. His future plans are to attend Purdue University and major in mathematics and statistics. Number 31, Evan Smith. Number 40, Ashton Cornelius. Ashton is escorted by mom, Beth Munch, older sister Jordan, and younger brother Bryson. He has played 1 year of basketball for Speedway, and his future plans are to attend either Ball State or Indiana State to pursue a degree in physical education. Number 40, Ashton Cornelius. Once again, good luck to our seniors, the remainder of the season, the remainder of your senior year, and whatever life after high school sends your way. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give all the seniors and their escorts one more show of support with a big round of applause.
Once again, good evening, basketball fans. Ron Probst to my right. I am Tom Smith. We are here to bring you the Speedway High School boys varsity basketball game tonight from Morris Pollard Gymnasium. We welcome the visitors, the Bethesda Christian Patriots, with a record of 13-4. We'll be playing our Speedway Sparkplugs here at home on senior night. Coach, what makes tonight a little bit different is the Sparkplug lineup will be Reese Walker, number 24, 5'9" senior. Evan Smith, number 31, a 5'11" senior. Eli Givens, number 20, a 6'1" senior. Ashton Cornelius, 6'3" senior, number 40, and Jackson Smith, number 30, a 6'5" senior. So Coach Bennett starting all 5 seniors tonight. Usually that's the only time that happens on senior night, but we'll see how the seniors fare against the Bethesda Christian Patriots.
Sometimes that works out really well, and other times players try to do things they're not really used to doing. The years I coached here, we were always very lucky with everybody remembered what their roles were and actually had a lot of success on these nights. We do still have a couple of home games left, and the sectional is here as well. But it means a lot. The senior night means a lot to these guys, even though it's not their last home game ever. So let's hope they remember their roles and come out and get us off to a good start against a pretty good Bethesda Christian team. As you said, they're 13-4. They own a victory over Greenwood Christian, who beat us earlier this year. They beat Crawfordsville, who knocked us off earlier. They beat Southmont, who's having a really good season this year. I think they're 15-4. So important to get off to a good start. I know we come off a win Tuesday night. Had beaten Eminence and have a game tomorrow against Cecina, a game Tuesday, and a game Friday. So a lot of games coming up, and let's hope we continue this going here with win tonight.
So 2 weeks left in the season. We've still got 4 games to play, which is unusual. It's because of some cancellations and things. But as Coach Bennett was saying earlier in our interview, the senior moms and the athletic director and everybody felt like having senior night on a Friday night would be the best crowd that we'd have, although we do have 2 more, as you said, home games, and then an away game at Triton Central next week. As Coach Bennett talked about, they play multiple defenses. Their leading scorer is number 3, Sam Mulligan, averaging 15.7 points per game. And their second leading scorer, as oftentimes happens, also the leading rebounder, number 24, DeMonte Ferguson. We now listen to Don Watson, the public address announcer, and will be followed by the national anthem.
Concession stand is open, located on the second level of the south end of the gymnasium opposite the American flag. In the spirit of sportsmanship and education-based athletics, we ask for all attending tonight's contest to act responsibly and courteously to those around them. Negative language and inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. Please give the players, officials, and coaches the respect that they deserve. Thanks for being a good sport. And now, if you haven't already been standing, please do so as we honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem by sophomore Aubrey Proctor.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what
Proctor, and she just performed probably the toughest thing that's going to happen in the gym tonight.
Yep.
For the Patriots of Bethesda. At one guard, 0, Sam Langdon. At guard, number 22, Jameson Chapman. At guard, number 11, Luke Stuckey. At forward, number 3, Isaac Langdon. And at the other forward, number 24, Devontae Ferguson. Head coach is Jonathan Grubans. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Speedway Sparkplugs.
So once again, the starting lineup for the Bethesda Christian Patriots is Isaac Mulligan at forward, 6'1" sophomore. Number 3, leading scorer Sam Mulligan, twin brother, a 6'1" sophomore. Luke Stuckey, a 6'1" junior at guard, number 11. Number 22, Jameson Chapman at guard, a 6'2" junior. Rounding out the starting lineup, second leading scorer at 13 points a game and 7 rebounds a game, DeMonte Ferguson, a 6'4" senior. Once again for the Sparkplugs at forward, Eli Gibbons, 6'1" senior. Reese Walker, 24 at guard, a 5'9" senior. Jackson Smith, a 6'5" senior at center. Evan Smith, number 31, a 5'11" senior at guard. And Ashton Cornelius, a 6'3" senior at forward. So 5 seniors once again starting for the Sparkplugs on senior night against the Patriots. Once again, their record is 13-4. Like you said earlier, Coach, be nice to see the 5 seniors get off to a good start for the Sparkplugs. Jackson Smith and DeMonte Ferguson, and Bethesda Christian comes up with the tip. Speedway in their traditional man-to-man defense. Goes inside to Ferguson. On a switch was with Reese Walker, but misses the shot. The Plugs come down with a rebound. Zone defense for the Patriots. Plugs reset. Ball goes inside to Eli Gibbons, back out to Reese Walker, to Ashton Cornelius, misses the 3. Evan Smith comes down with a rebound.
1-3-1 defense that Bethesda's in right now. Good rebound.
Cornelius comes up with the offensive rebound. The Plugs lead 2-0. Ferguson on the spin, misses the layup. Cornelius comes down with the rebound to Walker. Evan Smith from 3, no good. Now 2-3 zone for the Sparkplugs. Here Coach Bennett yelling out 2-3.
Bethesda Christian averaging around 59 points on a game, giving up 48.
Jackson Smith down with a rebound off the Sam Mulligan miss. Walker drives, shoots, misses. Walker comes down with a missed shot by the Patriots.
Good pass.
Ball back out to Evan Smith. Misses the three, gets his own rebound. Ball goes off him out of bounds. It'll be Patriot ball.
Substitution for the Patriots, number 2, Carter Thornton.
In that 1-3-1 zone, weaknesses are on the baseline, and so far, Speedway's got 2 offensive rebounds, both rebounding off the opposite side, so something to look forward to here as long as the Patriots stay in that zone.
Three-pointer from 22, Jamison Chapman.
Good steal.
Two turnovers in a row by the Sparkplugs. "30-second timeout by Coach Bennett, and Landon short.
30-second timeout taken by Speedway.
Nate Metallic and Cale Bennett come into the ball game for the Sparkplugs as they trail 5-2 after jumping out to a 2-point lead. Well, as you said, Coach, the Sparkplugs got some open threes, did not hit them. Missed a shot inside the lane from Reese Walker. Did get a couple offensive rebounds, but turnovers in part due to probably inexperience in some cases.
And coming excitement as well. Probably for most of them, the first start they've had as a varsity basketball player.
I think 3 of the 5. That was the first start they've had. Reese Walker and Jackson Smith have started most of the games, but the other 3 have played helping roles on the team this year. Jackson Smith with a shot short. We've got a foul on the Sparkplugs. On Nate Metallic. First foul of the ball game. 2:46 to go in this first quarter.
Number 3, Isaac Malagan at the line.
Sam Mulligan with his 3rd point of the night and his 4th. Nate Metallic with the jumper misses. Landon short with a tip. We're going to have a jump ball, and it'll be Sparkplug ball. So after scoring the first 2 points of the game, the Patriots have scored the next 7, have a 7-2 lead with 2:29 left in this first quarter. Cale Bennett misses the three, and we're going to have a foul called on Carter Thornton, I believe.
If I'm Coach Bennett, I'm not really disappointed in the shot selection so far for Speedway. A lot of good open looks from your shooters. There we go.
And there's a three from Cale Bennett. Ferguson with a jumper, no good. Rebound by Cale Bennett. Gets it to Reese Walker. Bennett again from three, no good. Hustles, gets his own rebound. Walker with a jump shot, no good. Coach, our shooting percentage right now is not very good, but we're getting good shots.
Yeah.
And that's a charge taken by Jackson Smith. And that's the second foul on Carter Thornton. Nate Metallic. Plugs slow it up after the Patriot turnover.
Sometimes when the shots aren't falling from the three, and I would do exactly what Reese Walker did right there. Take it to the basket and a little bit closer and not even be able to pull up foul.
Now the Sparkplugs are on a 5-0 run and it's tied at 7. Two twins, 0 and number 3 for the Patriots. Isaac and Sam Mulligan.
Got 10 seconds to go for the quarter.
That foul's going to be on Reese Walker, his first. Mulligan is going to go to the line again, where he is 2 for 2 on the night so far, their leading scorer. We've said many times before, Coach, he's their leading scorer and probably a good shooter. He is also a good free throw shooter.
Yep. That was a tough foul. I think we let him off the hook a little bit, about 2.9 to go. Bingo.
Cale Bennett hits a 3.
Speedway ran the last shot to perfection. They had 2.9 seconds to get the ball down the floor. It was a set play. I don't know if people noticed, but every time an opponent shoots a free throw, Speedway always puts one of the 5 people at the opposite end of the floor underneath the basket, and that time it paid off as Cale Bennett got a 3-pointer at the buzzer.
So Reese Walker has 2, Cale Bennett 6 with 2 3-pointers in that first quarter. And Ashton Cornelius a field goal for the Sparkplugs, 10 points. For Bethesda Christian, Sam Mulligan has 6 points on 4 of 4 from the free throw line and a field goal. And Jamison Chapman has 3, number 22, on a 3-pointer. So 10-9 Sparkplugs at the end of the first quarter.
Tom, kudos here to, as you mentioned, Aubrey Proctor singing the national anthem, and Speedway High School Pep Band. We don't mention it very often, but They're one of the best I've heard. And they
Yes.
always bring the excitement to the game and makes it fun being here.
Into the lineup for the Sparkplugs is Eli Owens, number 22. Monte Ferguson with his first points of the night.
We got hung up there a little bit on the switching and led to Ferguson's basket.
Nate Metallic on the turnaround jumper, no good. Eli Owens from the corner, no good. Ferguson from three, no good. Nate Metallic with the rebound to Reese Walker. Walker sets up the offense again, penetrates, kicks out. Out to Nate Metallic. Jump shot, no good.
Bethesda Christian's made it really difficult for Speedway. I think they're giving them shots and doing a lot of sagging and preventing us from driving the basketball to the basket. And until we hit a couple of shots, they're probably going to continue to sag on their defense.
Isaac Malagan with the foul. Third foul on the Patriots. The Sparkplugs have two. 5:50 remaining in this first half. The low scoring game 11-10 in favor of the Patriots. Sparkplugs haven't gotten any offensive rebounds lately, Coach.
Yep. We did early when they were in the zone, but since they've been in this man-to-man, we've not been able to get one till right there.
Cale Bennett for three, no good.
Right now, just not able to knock a shot down.
Turnover by the Sparkplugs leads to an easy layup.
That was a tough one.
Sam Malagan.
We were going to have a 5-on-4 and turned into a bucket for the Patriots. Tell you, Tom, they do a great job of every time it looks like we're going to penetrate to the basket, immediately they're faced with 2 or 3 Patriot defenders.
A field goal there by Isaac Malagan. All of a sudden, the Patriots have a 15-10 lead. Keyed really by turnovers.
Yeah.
Jackson Smith now back into the lineup for the Sparkplugs.
We're getting, as you said, we're getting open shots. And until you start knocking them down, you know how it is. When they go in, everything's going great.
Yeah.
But I think we need to get a little bit better spacing on our offense too. We're making it easy for them to defend us, especially on the drives when you've got 2 or 3 people in a compacted area. We got some guys that can take the ball to the basket. We just need to give them a little bit better space going in, space the floor out a little bit on our offense.
And we don't have the team stats up here, but as we've said all along, the Sparkplugs have struggled from the field and at times from the free throw line. And we need to turn it around.
Yep.
Another bad pass inside that leads to a turnover. Up to this point in the game, Coach, if the basketball was money to put in the bank, we wouldn't have very much in there.
No.
Jackson Smith takes his second charge of the night because we haven't taken, and it's not one person, it's a variety of people. I'm sure Coach Bennett will talk about that and try to tighten that up as the game goes on.
And all of those turnovers have led to opportunities to score. None of them really have been dead ball turnovers. No traveling, double dribbling, 3 seconds. They've all been bad passes for the most part.
We got a foul on DeMonte Ferguson. His first. Into the game, number 33, Matthew Capel. Two-three zone. Jackson Smith has a rebound ripped away from him. Matthew Capel with the field goal, 17-10 Patriots.
8 in a row now for Bethesda.
Sparkplugs haven't scored this quarter. Got 2:40 left in the quarter.
You know, when you're having trouble scoring like we are, you look for different ways. One way is off of fast breaks, and we don't seem to be able to get anything off the break. Hopefully we will right now. Pick up a foul. The other way to get scoring is to get to the free throw line. And of course, offensive rebounding. So easy to say, but when you're having trouble scoring, those are the things you want to, especially if you're a player that's capable of doing those things, offensive rebounding and driving. Not everybody can do those things, but.
Well, as we said a moment ago, we got a few offensive rebounds early, but haven't been able to garner any since that time.
You know, through this whole season, it just seems that at times there's a lid on our basket, and we go through these stretches. I like this call here by Coach Bennett. Don't like the foul, but I did like the opportunity to do a little pressing.
That's Metallic's second foul. Driving a layup by Jamison Chapman. Eli Givens and Eli Owens into the game for the Sparkplugs. Cale Bennett misses. Reese Walker to Eli Owens, who gets fouled. That's going to be on Matthew Capel, his second foul.
Eli Owens at the line, shooting 2.
There we go.
It's the first of 2 to make the score 19-11. Correction, 12. Both our points this quarter on free throws. So the Plugs 2 for 4 from the free throw line.
Looks like with a minute 20 to go in the half, Bethesda Christian is going to spread it out and try to get one-on-one drives to the basket and some back cuts. One thing I have noticed here in the first half, they're doing a really good job of taking us off the dribble. They've gotten a lot of drives to the basket where we've been unable to help. We have 30 seconds to go. Speedway only has 3 fouls on the half, so a foul here by a player who isn't in foul trouble going for a steal would not be a bad play.
And that foul is on Sam Mulligan.
I would think if you're the coach of the Patriots right now, they ran over a minute off the clock, wanting to get the last shot. Committed a foul.
Missed by Cale Bennett, and the half ends with the Patriots leading 19-12 over the Speedway Sparkplugs. We'll be right back with your first half scoring. Here's your scoring for the first half with the score once again. Bethesda Christian Patriots 19, the Speedway Sparkplugs 12. Leading scorer for the Patriots, Sam Mulligan, with 8 points. He's the leading scorer on the season with 15.7, so he's right on target. Isaac Mulligan has 2. Jamison Chapman has 5. DeMonte Ferguson has 2. And Matthew Capel has 2 as well, for their total of 19. The Sparkplugs had no field goals the second quarter. They scored on 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Nate Metallic has 1 point. Eli Owen 1 point. Those were the 2 that scored in the second quarter. Reese Walker has a field goal. Cale Bennett has 2 3-pointers early in the first quarter. And Ashton Cornelius has a field goal in the first quarter as well. So 19-12, Coach, at halftime on the Speedway side of things, marked by some open shots for the most part, some a little bit forced, but open shots and turnovers and missed open shots would be kind of the key to the first half.
That's the key, and that's the bad news. The good news is we're only down 7 points. So
correctly,
this team all year has been in these positions and found a way to get back into games. I really like the one time that we pressed. I think that could be effective, but you need to score to get into that press.
And I think that was after a made free throw.
Yeah.
My guess would be is that's what the game plan was from the beginning, after made free throws, to do that. Coach Bennett alluded to the fact that they were not real deep and that we'd be pressing some, but we've only made the back end of 1 free throw there in the second quarter. So they'll start the second half with a lineup they've pretty much played all year, starting, and probably the 5 guys with the most minutes played this year. That's Metallic, Cale Bennett, Landon Short, Reese Walker, and Jackson Smith.
Again, Bethesda's doing a really good job of cutting off our drives to the basket.
And a jump ball on that possession. You know, don't want to belabor the fact, but we've had a number of possessions that haven't continued because of turnovers in one way, shape, or form. Bethesda Christian does a good job of moving the ball.
Yeah.
Very unselfish team. 3-point shot is good.
And
that's
not just
Luke Stuckey with his first points of the game.
Not just moving the ball, but side to side, making our defense move, changing positions. There again is very good help by the Patriots.
And that's a charge on Nate Metallic, his 3rd foul.
There we go.
Good defensive pressure by Reese Walker as they bring the ball up the floor. Drive all the way to the basket, and for the Sparkplugs, fortunately, missed the layup. Sam Mulligan.
Back into the game for the Patriots, number 2, Carter Thornton.
Number 2, Carter Thornton re-enters the lineup, replacing Isaac Mulligan. 22-12, Plugs trail by 10, 5:50 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Nate Metallic with a jumper, no good.
Traveled.
Travel called on the Patriots. Eli Owens replaces Landon Short. Coach, I think their man-to-man defense has been much more effective than their zone was early. We were getting open shots, and we're not getting those anymore. And we're going to have a charge against DeMonte Ferguson, his second foul. I think we got the better end of that call.
Yeah, they do a good job on the ball, and when they do get beat off the dribble, it seems like they have great help. That's nice.
There was a nice pass inside to Jackson Smith for his first points of the night.
I think that's Jackson Smith's second taking the charge tonight.
Foul is on 24, DeMonte Ferguson. Correction, number 2, Carter Thornton. Travel, Cale Bennett. Plugs will do some pressing after the turnover, 22-14. Sam Mulligan on the drive, and we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Eli Owens. No, they call it on Reese Walker. His second. Mulligan perfect from the line tonight, 5 for 5. Six for 6 from the line. Cale Bennett for 3 from the corner, no good. Sam Mulligan comes out with a rebound. And we're going to have the 4th foul on Nate Metallic.
And we're kind of getting to that danger point right now. We're down 10. We're really struggling to score. And that's an understatement. And you just can't get too far further down than what we are, I don't think.
Well, you look, we had 8 minutes in the second quarter. We've had over 4 minutes in this quarter, so we've scored 4 points in 12 minutes. Jackson Smith into the lineup, replacing Nate Metallic. Landon Short back in, replacing Eli Givens. Reese Walker with a miss.
That was a good move. I thought we were set up for a charge there, but he voided the defense and went right by him.
Eli Owens on the miss. Rebound by Landon Short. Puts it back and in.
Good bucket.
Basket by Landon Short. Foul is on Speedway number 32, Landon Short. The basket was good. Basket was good by Isaac Pollard.
Bethesda's going back to their zone. They were pretty successful playing man-to-man. Surprised me a little bit that they made that change.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. A pass from Jackson Smith to Landon Short for 2, but I am too. We hadn't done very well, and they're not in particularly. They've got one person with 3 and 2 with 2 fouls. So they're not in foul trouble for a reason to go to the zone. And they're going to be real patient here like they were at the half. Leading now by 13. Block shot by Jackson Smith. Reese Walker slides inside. Landon Short comes up with the offensive rebound, and we've got a foul. I believe on 33. And that's Matthew Kappel's 3rd foul.
Carter Thornton back in the game.
Last time we scored against the zone, we got it to the short corner.
The Sparkplug ball out of bounds. 31-18, 107 remaining in this quarter. Now they're back to the man-to-man. Timeout taken by the Patriots. So again, 31-18, 41 seconds remaining in this quarter, and unless we have a turnover, I don't think they're going to shoot it unless they have a layup. Sparkplug's going to have to pick up the pace early in the 4th quarter.
Speedway would like to remind you that our annual Phonathon dates are approaching. This year, students will be calling on February.
I believe the Patriots are 9 for 9 from the free throw line so far.
That supports education. Since 1989, over 1,400 Speedway graduates have been.
I don't know, you sitting on the bench,
$1 million due to your generosity. We thank you.
just got to try just about everything you got. I mean, I know we run a flex offense, I think, although I don't think I've seen it very often this year, but I think we have run it. And defensively, Tom, we've given up 31 points. We're almost through the 3rd quarter. That's not bad at all.
Most games you'd be ahead, you would think.
Yeah.
But here again, the problem with getting the ball to go in the basket.
And you were exactly right. Unless they get a layup, they're going to be content with holding this for the last 20 seconds of the quarter. Good steal, Reese. Get a bucket and a foul. Big play.
Reese Walker with the field goal. Sam Mulligan with the foul. Walker will have the chance to close it to 10. The old-fashioned three-point play. Another turnover. Sparkplugs, I think that's exactly what we had the one quarter, 2.9 seconds.
It was exactly. Maybe we'll run the same play. Although that time
sideline fast break. Walker short on a three-point shot attempt. The score after the end of the third quarter, Bethesda Christian Patriots 31, the Speedway Sparkplugs 21.
Bethesda Christian first year in the IHSA tournament was 2006. Patriots have won 2 sectionals in their history, 2009, and they won last year in 2021. A lot of these players have that sectional winning experience. They lost a couple of kids, as almost every team in the state does, but they came into the season with high expectations, and so far they've lived up to them. Most likely, biggest competition in their section will be Indianapolis Metropolitan, who was on the schedule, but it looks like it was postponed either by COVID or by weather. So those two teams look to be also host their own sectional, as do the Sparkplugs. And by the way, probably mention it again tomorrow, but the sectional draw is this Sunday for the entire tournament, not just the sectional.
Eli Owens on the shot, misses. And that's going to be a foul on Eli Givens. Carter Thornton will go to the line. Thornton has not been to the line tonight. He's got 2 points so far.
They know how to shoot free throws, don't they?
Yes, they do. Should have said that earlier, Coach.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Cheering for the Sparkplugs. They just missed Eli Givens. He was wide open on the roll. They don't look at them. We mentioned this in a game before. We ended up with a field goal as it is, but so many times Eli Givens set the pick, rolled the basket, and nobody went with him. Blocked by Reese Walker on a good recovery. Nate Metallic and Jackson Smith come back into the lineup. 32-23.
Not taking anything away from any of our players because they all work hard, but Reese Walker works about as hard as any athlete on the floor as I've seen.
Bad pass. Patriots hustle down the floor.
Good
And Nate
steal.
Metallic hustles also and gets a steal. (34-23), 11-point lead, 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the ball game. Nate Metallic misses.
Good shot.
We're going to have a foul on Jackson Smith there. That'll be his first.
Jackson got stuck behind his offensive player and had to reach in. And the Patriots will be on the next foul in the bonus the rest of the half.
I think we got a break on one. I think they got
Yeah.
a break on that one. Cale Bennett with his first foul.
But the Patriots are doing, again, I mentioned it as the first half, a great job of helping there on that baseline drive. We cannot get to the basket.
Good block out by Landon Short. Foul by 22, Jamison Chapman.
Jamison Chapman, the foul. Eli Owens back into the game for Speedway.
That's going to be Metallic's fifth foul.
Nate Metallic with the foul. Eli Gibbons back into the game.
Nate will finish the game 1 for 2 from the free throw line for 1 point tonight. DeMonte Ferguson will go to the line to shoot a 1-on-1.
DeMonte Ferguson's at the line for the Patriots.
Plugs trail by 14. Now 15 with 5:15 left in the game. Foul is going to be on number 11, Luke Stuckey. Reese Walker will go to the line for the Sparkplugs. Reese now 1 for 2 on the night from the free throw line.
There you go.
Sparkplugs have shot 7 free throws. Patriots 13 free throws. As most of the Patriots free throws have been on drives to the layup and 2 shots fouls. Reese Walker with the rebound off the missed shot from Thornton. Walker with the missed layup.
Nice pass. Good look.
Thornton misses the layup. A three-pointer from Jamison Chapman. So they've extended the lead now to 17 points, 41-24.
Full timeout taken by the Patriots.
So the inability to have a high shooting percentage for the Sparkplugs once again will befall them tonight.
And that is,
I'm sure everybody in those white uniforms and the coaching staff over there are frustrated.
There we go.
Not what you planned for. The game Tuesday night against Eminence. No, Cale Bennett had 5 3-pointers. We shot the ball. Cale was 5 for 5 from the free throw line, I think. Brother Creighton was 2 for 3, I think, from the free throw line. So they were 7 for 8, and the rest of the team didn't do so well. But really had their free throw woes last week, and it's just one of those things that the very fine line between harping on it and making it tighter, or but tonight they're shooting from the field and starting out with a lot of good shots at the beginning of the game, most of which did not fall, has led to a defeat for the Sparkplugs. Good inbounds play. Cale Bennett misses the little bunny in close. And I imagine the ball's going to go more of a deep freeze now.
And from their perspective, they're going to be working on things now that they're going to try to do to win the sectional. If they get a lead, if they're whoever they're playing, Metropolitan or Traders Point, that's a nice offensive set right there.
Sam Mulligan with a field goal. His 14th point of the night. As I said a moment ago, just a frustrating game all around for the Sparkplugs. Three-pointer by Luke Stuckey, his 6th point of the night. I think Coach Bennett's going to put his 5 seniors back in. Plugs trail by 18. Correction, 22. You can tell you were the math teacher. I should have been able to figure that out, though. 46-24 right now, 2:38 remaining in the game.
And as you said, it's frustrating. It's if you coach long enough, it don't matter who you are. You're going to go through periods like this.
And as we've said, you coached and I coached, and the lows you have as a coach are lower than the highs are high.
Yeah.
When you win, you start thinking about the next game immediately, and when you lose, although they've got another game tomorrow night to come back to, when you lose, they last a little longer. The lows last a little longer than the highs are high. Eli Givens with the baseline jump shot, no good.
Matthew Capple
Timeout taken by Bethesda just to get some more players in here, just as Speedway did a moment ago.
And again, that's for a 1A team. It's a nice team. Bethesda has well coached.
And as we said early in the game, it was they were 13-4 coming into the game. Cornelius with a drive and a layup for his 4th point. Reese Walker with a steal and a layup, and the chance for a 3-point play again. And Bethesda puts its starters back in with an 18-point lead.
You know, it seems like, all right, coach, don't get worried about it, but I've seen leads disappear. And you hate when that happens, because the guys that were just in the game feel like it was.
I think Jackson Smith's taken 4 charges tonight once, which I don't think it was, but that was certainly a block there.
He wasn't quite over far enough on that.
Carter Thornton hits the first.
Carter Thornton has 0 arch on his free throws, but they go in. That one was a little bit better. But who would complain if they go in?
He's only 3 for 4 from the free throw line tonight.
Who would complain if they go in?
That's going to be a foul on Ashton Cornelius. That's going to put Jamison Chapman at the line for 2 free throws and a double bonus. Going to say that the officials want to be picky. Reese Walker was talking to Jackson Smith and walked into his lane after they'd given him the ball. And I don't mean picky. If they wanted to follow the rules,
sure,
which they should, he would have got another free throw, even though he missed that, missed that one, if he would have missed that one. So that's Chapman's 10th point on the night. Cornelius for 3. Hits the basket support up above. Colin Smith, 6'2" junior, into the game for the Patriots. .55 seconds left, 50-29, Bethesda Christian. That's going to be a foul on Evan Smith.
Evan Smith with the foul. Andrew Hensley at the line.
Reese.
.33 seconds remaining in the game, 51-31. That is going to complete the game. Final score, Bethesda Christian 51, Speedway 31. We'll be right back with scoring for the ball game tonight. Once again, Ron Probst and Tom Smith back here at Speedway High School with the wrap-up for tonight's game, and then we'll have an interview with Coach Charles Bennett. First, for the victorious Bethesda Christian Patriots, leading scorer tonight was our leading scorer on the season, Sam Mulligan, with 14. Jamison Chapman had 10. DeMonte Ferguson, their second leading scorer, averaging 13 a game, had 8. 5 for Isaac Mulligan, 5 for Carter Thornton, 6 for Luke Stuckey, and 1 for Andrew Hensley for their total of 51. For the Sparkplugs, Reese Walker with 13, Cale Bennett with 6, Landon Short with 4, Ashton Cornelius with 4, Jackson Smith with 2, Eli Owens with 1, and Nate Metallic for 1 for their total of 31. Speedway scored 10 points the first quarter, 2 the second, 9 the third, and 10 the fourth. The Patriots scored 9 the first, 10 the second, 12 the third, and 20 in the fourth quarter. Coach, thoughts?
Tough day at the office. Not a lot of time to sit around and think about it. We play tomorrow afternoon at JV game, I think, at 3 o'clock. Varsity game at 4:30. Just got to move on. I mean, you can look at the tape, see what you might have done differently, but if the shots don't go down, there's not a whole lot you can do. And again, you give up 51 points. In most games, you would be very happy with that even tonight. But somehow we got to find a way to score, whether it be off the defense or because we're really struggling on the half-court offense right now. There's other ways to score: rebounding, free throws, fast breaks, steals. We're just gonna have to figure it out.
Two thoughts. One, I was impressed with Bethesda Christian. They're not 13-4 without a reason. They've got a nice basketball team. They share the basketball. They, for the most part, handle it pretty well. The other thing that you alluded to was the poor shooting percentage from the Sparkplugs tonight. That the fact that they took care of the ball and they hit their free throws and they got more free throws than we got. We mentioned earlier in the game that we started off with some offensive rebounds and then that disappeared. So it was kind of a one and done thing on the times that we did not have turnovers. But a tough loss for the Sparkplugs. Like you say, they got a game tomorrow afternoon. They got to regroup and go after it tomorrow. And they've got 2 more games next week. So 3 more opportunities to rectify the mistakes that they made tonight after watching the tape. I'm sure they'll go to work on that. I know that Coach Bennett loves these bunch of kids. They're good kids. He talked about being student athletes. I think the 5 seniors have accumulated 3.7 GPA, with the lowest one being a 3.1. But they've got good kids that are seniors. The basketball team just struggled tonight from the field. I don't know what their shooting percentage was, but it certainly wasn't up to the expectations of what Coach Bennett thought prior to the game. So a tough loss for the Sparkplug tonight. We will be back in just a moment as Ron will talk to Coach Charles Bennett. And as we've said, and I'll say it before he comes up here, you've been a coach, I've been a coach. When the game's over and people want to talk to you about the game, it isn't always the easy thing to do. But I've got to give him credit. He comes up here and goes through that, win or lose, look good or look great, or look bad or look not very good at all. But he's up here under all circumstances, and I got to give him credit for that because that's not an easy thing to do.
Nope.
We will be right back with the interview with Coach Charles Bennett and Ron Probst in just a moment.
Welcome back, fans. Pollard Gymnasium. We're tonight Bethesda Christian Patriots beat Speedway Sparkplugs 51-31. I'm here with Coach Bennett after the game. Coach, you had at the end of the first quarter, you had 2.9 seconds to go. We had the full length of the court to go, ran a great play and hit a three-pointer to take the lead. And in the middle 2 quarters, we had 11 points, and I think that probably was the story of the game right there. Thoughts on that and where we go from here?
Well, first thing I'll say is obviously not the way you want your seniors to go out on a senior night. But I think if anybody watched the game or if you're just tuning in, go back and watch. That first 4 minutes our seniors played, tons of energy. We got them in the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds, tons of energy, did exactly what we want to do. And we talk all the time about in our program, keeping good people, then good students, then good something else. And you're good people when you go in and do that and not play to the scoreboard. And we always talk about that, and our kids did that. And then, at the end of the first quarter, I thought, okay, we're going to get on a little roll here. We ran, like you said, 2.9. It's a free throw break. We've run that since day one. To be honest with you, I stole it from Beach Grove, Bob Harris. And to this day, people still have to sub to stop that. And I'm glad our kids ran that, and that just goes to show how fast you can get the ball down the floor if you don't dribble. Yes, kudos to us. Now, having said that, the 2 things about the game, obviously, unofficially, just came out with the stats, and we were 9 of 33 inside the arc. We were 2 of 21 outside the arc. We have not shot the ball that bad all year long. Some shots were bad, but the majority of them were shots that we want to get and just didn't go down. So, that affects you. But, again, I looked up, and I think at one point in the third quarter, I think we had it to 8 maybe. Right at the end of the third, and still battling through all of that adversity, and to get it to 8, a shot goes down here. I really thought I think there's a play where Reese stole the ball, got fouled on an and one, and I thought, okay, here we go. But it just didn't happen. So I know I'm rambling, but here's my last thought on this whole thing. I just went in, I raced the whole board. We write stuff on the board and said, this one's over. This one's done. We can't change it. We're not going to change it tonight. We're not going to change it going forward. We kept good people in that locker room so that we could keep battling and continuing to get better. I said, let's go celebrate the seniors in the cafeteria. Tomorrow we'll be back at 1:14 to watch film. We're in the weight room at 1:34 to do our stretch routine, and then the JV will tip at 3. Varsity tips at 4:30. It's a conference game. We can win our last 2 conference games. We'll have a winning record for the season in the conference. And then, of course, a big day with the 20th anniversary of this 2002 state championship team. All other 11 sectional championships coming back. And I told our kids, too, I said, tomorrow there'll be a sectional championship team. It's 2012. We had won 6 games during the regular season. We won 6 games. Went out, won the sectional, won the first round of the regional, and then got beat in the final 8 of the state. We were in the final 8 of the state with 6 regular season victories. And that was a tribute to our kids and the way they played then. That's a tradition that we hope to carry on. So, yes, it stinks. There's no question. But our kids were kept for this reason because we know they're going to battle. We expect nothing less tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to go get Cecina. We'll honor that Speedway tradition. No matter where you are, no matter how many games you won, you can go win a sectional, get to the final 8, and then we'll play Western Boone next week and Triton Central. So, sorry to ramble, but that's
you're right on the I've been here for the last couple of days doing some subbing. Every day I walk back into the hallway where all the pictures are, and I noticed, I looked at all the records, and I remembered that season. I had forgotten it at that point. But it is, and at this point of the season, there are teams that will pack it in, and good teams that will pack it in, and there's other teams that will have gone through things like this, and all of a sudden they'll figure some things out and catch fire, and it only takes a couple of games for that to happen, and here you are.
Yep.
So I know you got tomorrow Cecina coming in with a big day with a lot of alumni coming back, people that had played on sectional championships going all the way back to 1948.
Was it 48's first one?
And we all know who we're talking about on that one.
Yep,
we
Jim
can't
Crumley.
wait to see him here.
91.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I've seen him a couple of times in the last few months, and he's still, we'll talk about this tomorrow, I know, but he's sharp as a tack. And and he still bleeds brown and gold. Trust me.
Yes, he does.
We talk about it all the time.
Yep.
So we'll be back tomorrow. Once again, the final of the night, 51-31. Thanks again, Noah Hanovan. He may have already left. but Bill P., Brian Pierce, and all the TV guys that help us out and put these things on. Until tomorrow, have a good evening, and once again, we'll see you tomorrow at around 4:30. Thank you.